Guidance is internal.
Ignition sequence start.
3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake. 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 Because it looks so fake.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jaron from Jeranism, back with a short video for you. I promise, very short. I just wanted to make a quick comment on the IIG, National Geographic Salton Sea test that took place on Sunday, June 10th. To see that test, you can go to my channel and check out the live stream that I did from home, where I plugged in Rob Skiba, who was filming from the location. Now, you're free to make your own conclusions about the test and their quote-unquote results. But first, here's some good things about that test. Number one, no flat earther will watch that test and say, oh my goodness me, I now realize that I live on a gigantic space rock hurling through the endless universe at breakneck speeds around an unfathomably sized star made of hydrogen and helium and two things lighter than air, and that this gigantic ball of hot plasma zooms around the Milky Way at 480,000 miles per hour, while we on Earth just stare up at the bright colored stars and realize that what we are seeing is actually back in time, because the closest star to us is 25 trillion miles away, meaning that that light left the star 4 years ago, and that a star in Cassiopeia, if I look at that one, that starlight left 16,308 years ago. So that's actually 97 quadrillion 848 trillion miles away. Yeah, they all hit my eye at the exact same time and show themselves all the same, because that light left 16,308 years ago, while we, along with the Earth, travel 2.2 million miles per hour. So that means that since the light first left Cassiopeia, the Earth has traveled 314 trillion 287 billion 776 million miles since then, so I guess the starlight just kind of travels with us. You see, if you're going to produce an experiment that proves that the Earth is a ball, well, looking with a camera across a lake and sending balloons up and only seeing them once they get above the layer of water molecules that rests above any body of water is not going to do it. Oh, and let's think. You're the IIG, you go out and you decide to do this test, and you chose the Salton Sea. Okay, so let's see if there's any reason why you chose that sea. So what causes water to rise up and create the distortion that we see above the ocean or lakes? Evaporation, correct. Okay, now what causes evaporation? Excellent, heat. Okay, so where exactly is the Salton Sea? Well, it only happens to be located in the hottest part of California. We also know that the hottest temperature ever recorded was in California. Where was that at? It was in Death Valley. Now, Death Valley is a few hours away from Salton Sea, but do they share any common characteristics? Well, let's see. What is a unique characteristic about Death Valley? Well, one of the unique things is it's located below sea level, 280 feet below sea level. Now, the Salton Sea, is that located below sea level? It is, 230 feet below sea level. So basically, it's sitting inside of a bowl, baking in the heat all day. That's where the Salton Sea exists. So you've got the hottest possible place, the hottest possible location. It's so hot that around the lake, mud bubbles up because of the geothermal activity below the lake. So we said evaporation causes the water molecules that sit in the air. So we have the hottest place where the water is hot. And so the hotter the water, the more evaporation, right? Well, look it up. The Salton Sea, 85 to 90 degree water in June and July. So hot water, hot air, evaporation. And so we have these little tiny water molecules sitting above the water, but are they your normal everyday freshwater molecules? Nope, these are saltwater molecules, the same ones that sit above the ocean. Or wait, are they the same ones that sit above the ocean? Because we know that saltwater has a higher refractive index than freshwater, so we know that the ocean has a higher refraction than the lakes, but let's look into the Salton Sea. Is it more or less salt than the ocean? Guess what? It's 30% more salt, giving it an even higher refractive index. So now you've got a higher refractive index, hotter water, hotter temperature, more evaporation, more molecules, all sitting above this lake. Nice conditions for your unbiased, independent investigation of the shape of the Earth. Really, when you look at it, you've got the IIG and ball worshippers. So far, they have basically two experiments to speak of. They've got Stephen Hawking's experiment, in which he totally faked it. And you've got this experiment, which was totally done under every possible condition to give the ball result. So if I were you guys, I'd be embarrassed. I'd be embarrassed that this is the way we're proving the globe. Let's go out and have Stephen Hawking fake an experiment where he hides a helicopter behind a wall of water. But we'll accidentally forget that we didn't take the viewer's height into account, and we'll have this helicopter hide behind 10 feet of water. That's it. A helicopter hid behind 10 feet high of water? No, doubt it. And while still flying, it didn't even land. Still flying. So you've got that experiment to go off of, and you've got this experiment put in every condition possible, and barely did they get the results they were looking for. In fact, we've got video shown here of them saying they see these balloons. Do those look 40 feet from the sea level to you? Yeah, me neither.
You can see both of them. Perfect. All right, Josh, help them.
Now here, try to listen carefully to the conversation this guy in the black shirt with the tan shorts is having. He's telling them that the guy next to him just was spotted. The balloons were spotted by the other side. And whoever he's talking to on the phone says something to the effect of, well, he can't see you because he can't look over the curve. Basically saying it's impossible that we would be able to see you right now, yet they just were spotted. They were seen. And he says, okay, good, glad. Go tell them that you can see us. And then the guys on the other side are saying, no, that's impossible. You can't see over the curve. Listen.
Well, I know, but he sees where it is, and point to it, and look there.
Yeah, go.
Well, I know, but he sees where it is, and point to it, and look there.
Yeah, go.
So how far would you say we're up off the water right now?
I'd say 10 feet, maybe?
Yeah, I think I'd say that too. I mean, 15 at the very most.
Yeah, I don't think that much is it.
So again, if I was a ball believer, how embarrassing. I would much rather be a flat earther than be embarrassed to be a ball earther and know that all the experiments that people are doing have to be faked, have to be contrived, have to be in the most perfect conditions to get the result that I'm looking for. That's how it must be embarrassing. This should be easy to prove, and guess what? It's not. There's a reason why it's not. And it doesn't worry me, and it shouldn't worry you, that these things keep hitting TV or the news. Big deal. Because no flat earther is seeing it and saying, oh, yep, I saw those balloons after 30 feet high, so people underneath me are standing upside down, and the beach in Australia is level with the beach in San Francisco because gravity pulls things into spheres, which has never been seen with zero evidence. Nobody's saying that. But out of the millions that may see it on Nat Geo, or the millions who may see it on BBC, there's some that are smart enough to recognize what's going on. Why are these people even looking into the shape of the earth? And then they go looking, and they tell a friend, did you hear they're looking into the shape of the earth? And flat earthers will continue to grow, and ball earthers will continue to cry. What's becoming clear is not the air above the water, first of all. But what's becoming clear is that this battle line has been drawn. There are two clear sides to this debate. On this side are people looking for the truth. On that side are people looking for the ball. Choose wisely, my friends. Be kind and don't lie, and do your own research, because once you do, you will never again believe what you've been taught. Till next time, this has been Jeranism. Peace!